my little baby, my birth, motherhood, and all the things. So that's what we're gonna do today. This is Oslo Dion. He's so cute. He was born on February 2nd. He was 7 pounds. He's now like 8-ish. Loves his binky. Loves being outside. Okay, so as I was saying, this is Mr. Oslo. I'm quickly going to try to answer just some like the basic questions about like mom life, my birth, all of that while I feed him. I made some notes, so if you see me looking down, it's because I have them on my phone. So he was born C-section, so our birth was very calm, planned, scheduled. We planned it to be on the same day as my husband's birthday. He wanted to share a birthday, which I think is so cool. We had a C-section because he was breech. He was literally so far up in my ribs, and his feet were like folded by his face and butt down, and he did not want to move. So we had a C-section. It went so smoothly. Honestly, the quickest process ever. They had like music playing that I liked. Everybody was singing along. I got to see him right when he came out. So I very much enjoyed my C-section. I know that some people have different experiences with C-sections, but I feel like because mine was planned and not like an emergency one, and I hadn't like labored before, that it made it a little better. Oh, same with the recovery. The recovery has been really well. The first 2 weeks are hard, like you can't like sit up, and my husband had to like help me out of bed and that kind of stuff. But after the 2 weeks, I felt pretty good. I mean, you still have like a little pain here and there, but nothing like I thought I was going to have. That was kind of our birth, very uneventful, which is a good thing. I wanted to sit down, so new angle. Oh, that's a nice fart. So these are just like some of the common things that I've been asked, or common questions about motherhood. And so I was gonna start with what my biggest surprise has been. The biggest surprise to me, if you've been around me in person, you've heard me say this a million times, is how active newborns sleep. He is the most active sleeper, especially when he was like smaller. I would think he was awake. He was literally like kicking, punching the air, grunting, and he was asleep, and it's just newborn active sleep. So that was the biggest surprise to me, along with gas. This little guy farts like a grown man since the hospital. So that was so shocking because I was not expecting him to be able to have that much air to be released, but he does. Another burning question, do we want more kids? Yes, he has not scared us away from more kids. He's actually a little angel baby. So we still want 3. That's kind of always been a sweet number that we've both liked and agreed on. So that's kind of still the plan. I feel like people talk a lot about schedules with babies. We just kind of went with the flow for the first probably like 6 weeks. And then once he turned 6 weeks, I was like, okay, we should try to like roughly follow something just so we know he was like getting enough sleep, because I was just kind of letting him sleep when he fell asleep. So we started just kind of watching his wake windows. He eats every 3 hours. So at the start of the hour, we feed him and then just kind of keep him up that hour and a half if he really is seeming awake. But honestly, he's usually exhausted by the end of the hour. And then we put him down to sleep. And so yeah, we started watching his wake windows at like 6 weeks, and it's been super beneficial. He's super rested now, we're super rested, and it's just nice to know like what to expect. And we roughly follow them, we kind of just let him guide it. But when we miss a nap in a wake window, we pay for it because he will end up just like screaming because he's so tired. So it definitely helps prevent him getting overtired when we actually like follow them and pay attention to them. I feel like sleeping is another big topic on motherhood. We don't co-sleep. I mean, occasionally at like 4 a.m. I'd bring him into our room if he was not falling back asleep. But we just had like a bedside bassinet that we used for probably the first like 4 to 5 weeks. And then we actually ended up moving him into his crib in his room, and it's been the best decision ever. Everybody is sleeping better. I feel like because he was such an active sleeper, in the middle of the night when I was half asleep, I would be trying to give him his binky thinking he was awake, and he wasn't, and then it would just result in me waking him up. So ever since we moved him to his crib in his room, he has loved it. I think he likes how much more room there is, because in the bassinet he would always move around so much, end up like sideways. So now he has so much more room, The sheet is so much comfier, it's darker, so he has loved being in his own room. We do a lot of naps in there. We still do an occasional nap, like this last nap he just had, I just held him, or on the couch, but we do most naps in the crib, and then he sleeps in there through the night as well. We are actually taking him on his first trip next weekend. We're going to California for the weekend. We're gonna go to a baseball game. I'm super excited. It's kind of like a test run for us because we are taking him to Europe in May. So we want to practice like going through security and just like having a baby in a hotel room and seeing if there's anything we think we like need that we didn't think of. So that's this next weekend. We'll definitely film it, and I want to film like packing for it and stuff because I am very excited. California next weekend, and then Europe in May, and I think he's gonna do great. Other big one is breastfeeding. As you can see, we're bottle feeding. We tried breastfeeding and just didn't work out for us. Turns out, found out like last week, he has a tongue and lip tie, which is probably why it didn't work out. He had trouble gaining weight in the beginning, so then that's when we need to like kind of monitor the ounces. And then it just kind of worked out for both of us that I do pumping, and then bottle feeding. We give him one formula bottle. We started that like 2 weeks ago at night before bed, just because I don't make quite enough for all of the bottles, but if we do one formula bottle, then the rest of my milk that I pump works out. So yeah, we've been doing that for basically the whole time. We only nursed a little bit at the beginning, and it would just result in like both of us crying and screaming. So bottles have worked out very well, and I like it too because other people can help. My husband can help in the middle of the night. I also feel like family like loves to take turns feeding him, so it's great that there's a bottle for him. He hasn't been super picky with like bottles or formulas. He's very easygoing in that way. So very grateful for that. My last one, because he's almost done. I think I had shared on here before, the car seat stroller option we went with was the Duna because we travel a lot. And I had some people asking if we liked it, and the answer is yes, we love it. It is a little heavy, like having a C-section. I was able to lift it, but I was worried I wasn't going to be able to because it was kind of heavy, but now that I'm like healed, I don't feel like it's as heavy. And I feel like for one kid it's perfect. If you have two, obviously it's not, because you can't put another kid in it. If you're someone who likes to like carry more stuff with you, I could see you not liking it because there's not much storage. I barely carry a purse. I do carry a diaper bag now. I honestly leave it in my car, but so it works out because I don't really carry a ton of stuff with me. So yeah, we love the Duna. I'm gonna end it here. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I just kind of covered basic ones. But now I'm gonna go burp him and put him to sleep, and I will see you guys in my next video.